Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek TV at Gen Con 2015. I'm sitting down once again with Zev of Z-Man Games. And you've brought us brand new co-op, Apocalypse Chaos!
Apocalypse Chaos!
Which,
a very funny game. No.
Yeah, I know. It's just a lighthearted
whimsical game.
Through the apocalypse. Which we will definitely be utilizing our third camera on this one a lot because right from the get-go, we've got multiple levels going on here. So for not a very big box.
Correct.
It's a pretty good 3D pop for for $10. All right, what are we trying to accomplish? Apocalypse Chaos.
In Apocalypse Chaos. As you said, it is a cooperative game. The players are Marines or fighters, soldiers. They are defending a spaceship, and this is a small crosscut of the spaceship they're usually on. You can build many different designs of spaceships. You can have multiple spaceships, but the base game is 6 tiles, and you have 2 levels, as you can see, platforms here. And what you're doing is you are defending this ship and yourselves from attacking aliens. And we see some pictures here of the aliens, some cards. We have these things here. These are this is a vortex. This is where the aliens come in, and currently we have 3 vortices. So in the one phase of the game, the arrival of the enemies, you bring a card to each vortex, and that's every round. This is a dice allocation game. This is the blue player here. What you're going to do is roll dice, and you're going to allocate them matching the symbols. You have initiative, you have movement, melee, range, shields, and a special ability. You
can mention a huge pile of custom dice.
And yep, yes, everyone has a set of custom dice. It's 4 players. They have each their own set of dice and colors. You can trade dice with other players. You can trade up to 2 of your dice, and you can gain up to 2 dice from other players. So you can't have less than 3 or more than 7. But you can use the dice that you need. When you allocate the dice on your turn, let's say I'll roll this. For example, just as a quick thing here. So when you want to resolve the action, let's assume everyone is done, you're going to resolve the actions that in the box visible after the die. So the more dice you put in, you'll see the action increases in strength, but it's always the next one. So this is not you're doing a range of 2, you're doing a range attack of 3 because that's the next visible. This die allows you to move 1 space. If you were the blue player, you'd be able to move 1 adjacent space.
So I'm guessing if we had no the fist symbol
no
here.
No melee symbol, then you could not do a close combat attack.
Makes sense.
So, absolutely, makes sense. Melee attacks happen close up when you're in a tile here. They can attack anybody in a close combat, which is on this side or this side if you're here. Range attack means you have to attack someone, but you have to be a tile away. So for example, this guy can range attack these people because you have to skip a tile and then go here. But he cannot perform a range attack on this guy. But he can perform a range attack on this alien. So you have to be 1 away. That's how you do melee and range or close combat. The other thing you can do with the dice, you can activate rooms. As you can see some of the values on the tiles. If you place the matching icon, you can activate the various things. This will allow you to move anywhere on the spaceship. This will allow you to construct a barrier, and so on and so forth. There's healing, there's unstoppable attacks. Every character also has a special ability, which if you put here, it'll tell you what to do. And usually it's a healing, an unstoppable attack, moving an enemy, and so on, or being able to stop the action. This one allows you to stop the action of an enemy. If you ever roll 2 of the same kind of die, and let's say you wanted to do a close combat, you can, of the 2, you can take 1 away and you can change the other die into anything you wish. So
2 become a wild.
Exactly, it becomes a wild, absolutely. And again, as we said, you can trade dice. The other thing is you can do, there's an external support system. You figure there's, you have a support system outside the spaceship that's also attacking the aliens. By putting dice on all the players, as long as you have enough dice equal to the number of players, you can basically do a 1-point unstoppable attack on an area. So you can go like blam, like a bomb or a laser, boom, or just boom or something. And unstoppable just means it busts through armor, doesn't take into consideration. You go by initiative values. Everybody has initiative numbered the lightning bolt symbol, and you'll see them over here too. You go by initiative value. Players always break ties, so if a player and an alien have the same initiative, players go first. When it's the alien's turn to go, you notice they have action circles over here. From left to right, you're going to perform each one of those circles. So for, let's say this guy goes, the Stout, he's going to do a range attack of 3, not a range of 3 hexes. That's a range attack of 3. So he can only attack, he couldn't attack this guy. He can only attack somebody over here. And actually, you can never attack anybody on a platform.
Aha.
But now, since there's nobody over here, no legal target here, but there is a platform, he actually destroys a platform.
Hence the reason those are removable.
Exactly. So if anytime if 3 pillars are destroyed, the room would collapse and be destroyed. Anybody on it would take damage. Anybody underneath it would take damage, and so on. Now, let's say he did his range attack, so he knocked out a pillar. Then this symbol means he moves, so now he moves over here, and then he does a melee attack of 2, but he has nobody to attack, but that's okay. Nope, he doesn't hit a pillar, but he has a range attack of 3, and again, the pillars always come first, so he's going to destroy a pillar here. So that's actually very devastating. And then we're going to go to the next guy, and so on and so forth.
And obviously, the area for movement happens smooth in the other direction.
Exactly, and that means twice. So he will actually move twice first, and then he will perform a melee attack of 1 and a range attack of 4.
So it makes sense he's moving first since he's called a sprinter. So obviously, he's running off first.
So he's running off and further and faster.
So since we are co-op, what are we trying to achieve? Just to survive?
So yes, so we are trying to defend ourselves. The object of the game is to destroy all the bosses. The chevron here tells you that this card is a boss. No chevron, it's a grunt, regular soldier. So our object is to destroy all the bosses, unless we're doing one of the 7 missions that come with the game, then they each have their own objective. But we're trying to destroy all the bosses. And we have to do that before, obviously, we all die. Or if even one of us die, then we have 2 turns to succeed. Otherwise, we lose due to a lack of morale. We just can't take it, and we give up. So you have 2 turns, and that sort of gives a nice little a time stop to the game.
Now, assuming we're just doing a regular game where we're just trying to defeat those boss kind of guys, how long do you think a typical game would take you?
It should be, like this base game here, should probably take you about 60 minutes or so. It depends how long the players confer with themselves on how best to achieve the goal of attacking. Because they'll see the threat, they'll know the initiative values, they'll know what what the aliens can do, but then it's a matter of they're going to roll dice and say, oh, okay, this is the dice I have. What can we do? And somebody might say, look, I need a melee. I didn't roll a melee. I'll trade. Give me a melee. And in that way, you confer and say, this is the best way to do it. And you resolve the turn, and hopefully you succeeded in your mission here. There are other things that goes on. I don't have all the tokens out, but we have fire tokens. If the deck ever runs out of alien cards and you have to draw an alien, you roll a die and you put a -2 fire token in the room matching in the symbol that you drew. And that means at the end of a round, any heroes in a room will take 2 damage. Other rules are you can't have more than 2 players in the same room. You can go through a room that has 2 players, but you just can't stop in that room. And yeah, that's the gist of the game. The special abilities, and again, there are 7 missions of which you can perform. You can play them just by themselves or as a campaign because they actually follow a story arc.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a lot packed into not a very big box.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what we
really
wanted to go for. Yeah, that was our goal, to make it a nice combat game, little table space relative in terms of where the combat action is happening, and yet a lot of things going on.
Yeah, because I would say this is one of the few games I could think of that you could fit on a little cafe table.
You could, yeah, pretty much. The only thing is, this is the only thing that takes up the extra space, but you could put it down somewhere or whatnot.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what we were shooting for, and it gives also a feeling of a claustrophobic type thing, is because you can't really spread out anywhere. And yeah, that's Apocalypse Chaos.
Well, Zev, thank you for bringing us by, and if you guys want to check that out, again, that's Apocalypse Chaos from Apocalypse Chaos,
yes.
which is hard to say, from Z-Man Games.
Yes.